Hi everyone, welcome back. I had many of you asking me to do a video on my current skincare routine. And of course I got very excited about it because I'm a lover of skincare, I'm a lover of makeup, beauty in general. When I worked in the fashion industry, one of my jobs was to search for new products. So I learned a lot about ingredients. So you might think that my skincare routine is quite fancy. Well, actually it's not fancy at all. Because although it was fun to try all those amazing products, the fact is, it didn't bring me any result whatsoever. In general, expensive products are all about the marketing. They don't have enough active ingredients in the right doses in them. Okay, as a disclaimer, I'm 51, almost 52 years old. I have oily skin, although it's getting drier as I get older. I have an oily T-zone and I have a little bit of dryness around the eyes and the rest is normal. I have no Botox. I'm actually allergic to it. I have no fillers. Nothing against these procedures. I actually did Botox in the past that created antibodies for that. So I tried all the brands, none work. So I thank God my very strong immune system to that. And I tried a couple of alternatives like Botox acupunctures. They are way less effective. They make a little bit of a difference, but not enough that I could persist. I'm done Fraxel in the past. I love lasers, but the downtime doesn't work for me. It's a lot of days off. And regarding home gadgets, the only thing I'm using at the moment is LED. I'm trying a new brand and I haven't tried enough, so I have no feedback to share as yet. Having been born in Brazil in the 80s, a tropical country, no sunscreen was involved. I have my share of wrinkles, hyperpigmentation, and all of that comes with age. However, I did start very early to go to a skin doctor, to see a skin doctor, and to have a tailor-made skin routine for me. That's something that we do in Brazil, we used to do back in the day. That's quite healthy, and I really encourage everyone to do that. It really pays off in terms of having your own skincare routine, completely tailor-made for your needs, your skin needs. It's not as popular today, which is a shame. When I moved to the States to work in fashion, like I said earlier, I stopped that because I was trying all those products. And unfortunately, after I quit the fashion industry, I didn't get back to my old routine, which I regret. So when I started seeing my doctor when I was younger back in Brazil, the main ingredient was tretinoin. And for those who don't know what tretinoin is a synthetic form of the vitamin A. It's one of the most potent anti-aging ingredients with the most robust search behind it, over 30 years. It's way stronger than retinol, the ones that you see in the shelves in the drugstores. Therefore, it's very irritant to the skin and only available with a prescription. But even though I had a big hiatus when I didn't use tretinoin, I'm a firm believer that it's never too late to restart. And it's never too late to even start. And even though I only restarted to look after my skin properly only like 3 years ago, I'm happy to report that my skin looks better than it did 10 years ago. And I thank that to my skincare routine. I call it a healthy, glowy, firming skin routine because this is how I feel my skin looks using it. I use a lot of products because I think it takes work to undo the sand damage caused throughout the years. But it doesn't take a lot of time. It's really fast. Nothing is expensive here. I think nothing I paid more than $30, I don't think. It's mostly about active ingredients. I don't care too much about the brands as long as I read the percentage, the right dose of the ingredients are there. then I'm happy. The only ingredient that I'm a bit fussy about is vitamin C, because it's a finicky ingredient. It has to have the right percentage of it to be effective. It's not a stable ingredient enough, so preferably with ferulic acid, because they really stabilize each other better. It's best kept in the fridge to keep the temperature. Once it's open, it goes off pretty quickly, so you have to really use it. A lot of things, but I think it pays off. It brings glow. It's a potent antioxidant that fights the aggressors, pollutants, and sun damage, and so on and so forth. So I think it's really important. For me, consistency and patience are the most important thing when it comes to your skincare routine. And when you combine the right ingredients with some protections, your skin does look better. The older we get, the more active ingredients we need in our skin. We need to put all the ingredients, we need to protect our skin, we need to help our skin fight against the aggressors, to stimulate the production of collagen and elastin that start decreasing as we get older, and help the skin turn over faster. Anyway, if you're interested to know what my current skincare regime is today, then keep on watching. I will list all the products in the description box below, and I will put some options for the ones who don't live in Australia. So in the morning, I normally wash my face with a very gentle cleanser. I'm using the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. If you have dry skin, you can skip this part. I only wash my face in the morning because my skin is quite oily in the middle. So I mostly focus on my T-zone. But if you have dry skin all over, you can skip completely, just put water on your skin. And then all the other ingredients, I go from the thinnest to the thickest. I start with a toner, and I'm using an alpha hydroxy acid toner just to get rid of the dead cells, to chemically exfoliate my skin, and then to prepare to get rid of all the dead cells. And then I apply the vitamin C. And I forgot to mention that the vitamin C, the best type of vitamin C, the ascorbic acid one. The ascorbic acid is the most effective type of vitamin C, and soluble in oil because it's readily absorbed into the skin, and peptides that help build collagen and elastin. And then I follow with a moisturizer. I try to find one that contains ceramides, that locks in the water into the skin, that's got hyaluronic acid, that helps increase the moisture content in the skin. And then I follow with a sunscreen. Don't ever skip the sunscreen, even if your makeup, CC cream, foundation has sunscreen in it. And that's a very important thing to know, that the amount of sunscreen you use is almost more important than anything else. It doesn't matter. The sunscreen protection, it's 15, 30, 40, 50, whatever. If you don't put the right amount, you won't even have what's on the label. So it has to be a teaspoon. And you're never gonna use a teaspoon of a foundation or a BB cream or a CC cream. So make sure to use the right amount of sunscreen on your face. They have to feel the 3 fingers, roughly the same amount. And then you wait a little bit for it to absorb, 15-20 minutes, and then you apply your makeup, and then you can go out and do whatever you want. So this is my morning routine. In the evening, my routine changed slightly only. I double cleanse my skin. I think the most important thing in the evening, the first most important thing in the evening is to prepare the skin to get rid of the makeup and everything else. Oil-based thing is the best thing to remove heavy makeup, to use oil-based foundation, your heavy mascara and everything like that. It's the best thing. But then I like to use a gel cleanser, because I find that the film that the oil leaves, the oil cleanser leaves, can block the penetration of my next ingredients. Oil cleanser will really lift the heavy stuff, and then the gel cleanser will get rid of the excess of the oil to prepare my skin to receive the most important active ingredient of my routine, which is the tretinoin. I'm using a very high dosage. It's only by a prescription, like I said. I'm very acclimatized now. If you're not familiar with this ingredient, if you're only starting, please read about it. It's a bit finicky ingredient, but it's way worth it. If you are in your 20s, I highly recommend it to be persistent, patient, and start actually any age. But the sooner the better, of course. So next I go to emollients, because the skin gets very dry with the tretinoin, the acid. It's a very potent acid. So I try to put back a little bit of moist to help the skin not get so irritated. In my evening routine, I don't use the vitamin C because that would be a bit too much. And I don't use glycolic acid with my tretinoin. They are very, very strong acids together. I do use glycolic acid once a week, and then that day I don't use the tretinoin. The glycolic acid, what it does, it works with the tretinoin to remove the dead cells, because tretinoin will really strip the skin, and the glycolic acid will remove the skin. Otherwise, they're going to be reabsorbed, they're going to be bumpy and that. So that's a great thing to use these two ingredients together, but with a lot of care. You can get that over the counter, that's fine, but start very slow. When just use it sporadically and start slowly, and you go a long way. So after I used hyaluronic acid, or I put back the peptides again, I use a heavier moisturizer at night because I like the feel, and I think that's the time as well that my skin needs something a little bit richer. And I follow with my dark pigment spot, and I only use in my dark spots when they show up. They're very annoying, and just a light layer in the very spot. I use on my hands as well, the back of my hands, my chest, everything that I use on my face. I avoid a little bit my neck. I do my neck just once or twice a week because my neck is very sensitive. But other than that, I just apply everything together. As you can see, it's a lot of ingredients, a lot of steps, but actually I find it quite relaxing, and it doesn't take time. I don't wait for one to get dried and then apply the other. It's one after the other, with the exception in the morning of the sunscreen, of course. I think our skin needs these ingredients, but the right dosage, the right formulation. So that was it for this video, everyone. I hope you found it informative, and if you did, please go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. As usual, thanks so much for your time. I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.